How you doing, everybody? It's Friday afternoon, late on, and it's the 3rd of December 2010, and it's getting quite ugly here in Ireland. We've had snow for the last 3 or 4 days, and we're not used to that sort of stuff here. But anyway, it looks like the next day or two we're going to get a bit of more dousing with the stuff. So listen, all I want to say to people who are in Ireland anyway, would you just have a phone call or a quick visit to their neighbours, especially if they're old people, just to check that they're all right. Because this weather, older people find this weather very, very frightening. Especially here in Ireland, because they're not used to it, you know, and they're afraid of going out walking around in case they get the fall and they break their arm, break their leg or something like that. You know, it's a major import to people if that happens. The other thing is, so just if you can do that, just extend a bit of social cooperation, you know yourself. The other thing I want to do is I just want to offer a disclaimer before I do this video, because it's very important. Some time ago I got warned off about this, and I don't want to do this. I don't want to be offering or proffering financial advice. You need a license to do that in Ireland. I know it's hard to believe, but there you are. Anyway, I want to talk about a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about December the 7th, seemingly they're going to have a protest in France. And the protest is going to centre around, it's unions, I think, the French unions, be lefties in France are organising it. And the idea is that they withdraw their money and create problems for the French banks. Now, whether or not it's a success, I don't know, but I wish them every success in what they're doing. I think all of this, once it brings people back to stop abrogating their personal responsibility for their own well-being and handing it over to licensed moneylenders, I'm all for it, and I wish them every success with it. That's number one. Now, other people have raised the issue about doing that here in Ireland, and if they want to do that, all power to them, okay? But I cannot advise people to do that over these airways. The only thing I'd say to you is what I would do. Alright? And what I would do is very, very simple. And it's going to bring me on to the third thing. Something that I don't really understand, and it's something that it shows you the conditioning that people have. People work all their lives, and as they work, what profit they make, they give over to licensed moneylenders. So you have to remember this. Some people struggle for 40 hours a week, and at the end of the week or at the end of the month when they get their salary, they give the profit, which is, you know, after they make deductions for their wages and various things there, for their ongoing liabilities, for the bills and for foodstuffs and for heating and whatever. They give the rest of it over to licensed moneylenders to play with, and what they do is they go and gamble it on the markets, on equity markets and commodity markets and general financial markets like currency markets. That's what they do with it. They make money. Every single day, all the Irish banks sit with all their currency traders, their commodity traders, their equity traders, and they load them up with your money and tell them to go to work, go to war. Some days they lose small fortunes, and other days they win small fortunes. It's all gambling. Gambling on a humongous scale. Okay. Now, I've never done that because I'm not in the money. I don't give a hoot about money. I only need enough money just to live day to day and maybe for a week forward, or at the max a couple of three or 4 weeks. I'm not in the money at all. No interest in it whatsoever. And if I do make any money out of any transaction that I am involved in, like any selling that I'm involved in, what I do is I put it immediately in the commodities. And the commodities, it wouldn't mean anything to anybody. So, like, if robbers came to my house, they couldn't use the commodities. Alright? But, so that's the story. But anyway, I just want to then continue on, and I have two things instead of my desk, my little desk. I had to move it down. It's about 10 yards away, or not 10 feet away, or 6 feet away from here where I'm sitting. I'm going to show you them very, very quickly. There's the first one there. See that there? It's a Reichsmark note, 10,000. Reichsmark note issued in 1922. Not worth the paper. Not worth toilet paper. That there. Now, the other thing that sits on my desk is that, which is a 1 ounce Liberty, an American Liberty, okay? And it sits on my desk. I bought it a few years back, I think 2005. I forget, I paid small money for it. But today it's worth $28 an ounce. That's worth $28, okay? So the reason I raise this is it's to talk about the concept of a notion. That there is a notion. That there is a notional thing. That is not a notional thing, that's a real thing. Now, what's happened is Max Keiser has come up with a notion or an idea. And the idea is that if people go out and they buy silver, physical silver, stuff like that bullion there, that bullion coin, stuff like that, what will happen is, if enough of them buy it, silver will rise dramatically in price, and as a result of it rising dramatically in price, one of the major banks in the world, JP Morgan, will be in serious doo-doos, serious difficulties, because they've taken massive long-term positions on the value of silver going that away, not that away. Okay? Now, psychologists tell us, I don't know what it is, it's called, they have names for these things, and it's a critical mass, and what it tells you about is that within society, or within a big huge number of people, when you arrive at a group, I think it varies, but I think it's somewhere between, again, it's probably a debatable point, but I think it's somewhere around about 16, it could be as low as 11% or 16% or something like that. But what happens is, if you have 10,000 people, and this core element within the 10,000 people do something, nearly all of the people who make up the 10,000 people will do it. So what's happening now is, in society at large, because Max Keiser has been advocating this notion, this idea, over the last few weeks, and it seems to have caught on, and the idea is that people, just ordinary people, should buy at least 1 ounce of silver. Just one of those bullion coins. I have a couple of them. Very little of them, but it doesn't matter. I have a few of them because I bought them and they were cheap. To me, they were ridiculously cheap. But all I'm saying to you is, he has come up with this idea, and to me, it's a fantastic idea. It's a highly dangerous idea for him, because he is the initiator of this idea. And other people have been sort of promoting it to a lesser extent, the likes of Alex Jones and these various gurus. Alright? But I think it's a fantastic idea. The only problem being that men like him, i.e. Max Keiser, it puts him in a huge amount of danger. I think it does. Maybe not immediately because he's such a high profile person, but down the line it will. And if this is successful, and if this threatens this big bank, they're not going to forgive him. They're not going to just walk away and forget about it. Please believe me. It don't work like that in life. So all I want to say to you is, I would, if it were me today and I had money with a licensed money lender, I would go and get my money, some of it at least, and I would buy physical bullion with it. Because the bullion, the price of bullion, as they print more and more and more money and issue more and more money, digital money, the value of money is going to decrease dramatically across the whole world. The future for fiat money is only south. It's not going anywhere else. Whereas physical commodities are going north. They're going up. It's a rational thing to do. It's a sensible thing to do. As I say, it's what I would do. What you do is your own affair. But I'm telling you, I would do it if I had money. I don't have money. But if I had money, I would not be lying at night worrying about what my pension fund was going to be worth in 10 years' time or 20 years' time, or how much this, that or the other thing was going to be worth. We're in a world which is in deep economic crisis, the Western world at the moment. It's in massive economic turmoil. We have got trillions upon trillions of these mortgage-backed toxic securities lying in banks all over the world, on their books, marked down as assets, when the reality is they are total and utter liabilities and not worth the paper they are written on. Fiat currencies have only one future, as I say, and that's south. They're going down, down, down. I wish Max Keiser every success in what he does. Max Keiser is a well-beloved man on the internet. People mightn't like all that he says. I don't like all what everybody says. I have never met anybody that I liked. I'm sure the vast majority of people find me, in certain regards, obnoxious. I don't expect anybody to find Max Keiser in everything that he says to be 100%. But as a human being, I like him. I view him that he's not a miscreant. I sense that he's not into malfeasance. That he's not into serious financial deviance. This man is trying to give power back to the people where it really lies. He's asking people to do a simple thing. I know what I would do. I'm not advocating what other people would do, but I know what I would do. If I had money, I would support Mr. Keiser and I would buy some silver. That's all. We'll talk more.